All right, let's dive in. Today we're talking about something we all have, but maybe don't use as much as we could: creativity. We're going to look at what really holds it back and, more importantly, how to set it free.
So let's just start with a really big question. What if all those walls you hit, those barriers you feel when you're trying to come up with something new, what if they aren't actually out there in the world, but are being built right inside your own head?
To even begin to answer that, we have to be on the same page about what creativity is. Because, we often stick that label on painters or musicians. But the truth is, it's way, way bigger than that. It's actually essential to our everyday lives.
At its core, creativity isn't some kind of magic or a rare talent. Nope, it's a skill. It's just the ability to connect dots that other people aren't connecting, to see a different path forward, and to come up with solutions. It's a tool, a problem-solving tool that we all have.
And when you think about it that way, you realize you're using it all the time. You're being creative when you figure out a shortcut on your commute or a better way to explain something to a coworker. You're using it when you have to adapt to a sudden change of plans. It's happening constantly in these small, everyday moments.
So this brings us to that age-old question, right? Nature or nurture? Is creativity something you're just born with, you either have it or you don't, or is it something you can actually build?
I love this quote from Ursula K. Le Guin because it just hits so hard. Think about it. Kids are endlessly creative, right? They see possibilities everywhere, they aren't afraid of being wrong. This quote suggests that we all start out that way. We all have that creative spark. And that's the big takeaway here. Creativity is a skill, not some magical gift. It's like a muscle, and the more you use it, the more you ask questions, try new things, and stay curious, the stronger it gets. It's something anyone, and I mean anyone, can get better at.
Okay, so if we all have this skill, what's holding us back? What's getting in the way? Well, that brings us to the main idea for today, this concept of the box in your mind.
Now, this is a really important distinction. See, on one hand, you've got real-world limitations, the mind in the box. These are things like the laws of physics, a tight budget, social rules. These are the world's rules, and we have to work within them. But on the other hand, there's the box in the mind, and that is what we're talking about today. These are the walls we build ourselves, out of our own fears, our own bad habits, and our own self-doubt. These aren't the world's rules, these are your rules. So I'm going to ask you right now, what are the walls of your box made of? Seriously, think about it. Is it that little voice that says that's a stupid idea? Is it the fear of what other people will think? Or is it just the habit of doing things the way they've always been done? Just figuring out what your box is made of is the first crucial step to breaking it down. And here's the best part. Because you are the one who built that box, you're also the one holding the key. So this next part is all about how to find that key and unleash the power that's already in there. So here are 3 really practical ways to start. First, question everything, especially your own assumptions. Get in the habit of asking, why do we do it this way? And what if we tried something totally different? Second, connect new ideas. Steve Jobs famously took a calligraphy class in college. It seemed useless at the time, but years later, he connected that aesthetic to personal computers, and it gave the first Macintosh its beautiful fonts. Creativity lives at the intersection of different fields. And third, and this one is huge, you have to embrace bad ideas. Your first goal is never to be right, it's just to generate a ton of options. Give yourself permission to come up with wild, silly, and even terrible ideas. And this all leads to a massive mindset shift. We always hear that phrase, think outside the box. But even that assumes the box is a real thing we have to escape from. The real goal, the ultimate unlock, is to realize that the internal box we've been talking about, it's not even real. It's an illusion you created, which means you have the power to make it disappear. So that's where we'll leave it. Realizing your biggest limitations are usually the ones you put on yourself is the key. Understanding that creativity is a skill you can build gives you all the power. So the only question left is, what are you gonna unlock?